session. I saw on the web system we have that many of you really been active and doing the assignment. These are not assignment like a course assignment. If you're busy with your courses, other things, and you want to do it later, you can do it later. The idea of it is to help you practice, because without practicing becomes difficult for you to learn and get what you want to get. So let's go ahead and share screen and start our discussion. First of all, I'm very happy to see many of you. Please mute your microphone if you are not speaking. I can see many of you submitted and some received direct feedback from AI, and some of you submitted files. When you submit a file, it requires our inputs, but I can see those who submitted text received feedback, and this is good. Just the idea behind this feedback is to give you an idea of what you have done. I see some great submissions in terms of images, like this is beautiful from Llama, comparing Bubble and looking at different aspects of Bubble, which I think hopefully you learn from this exercise. And there are many other submissions students have done, which is really great. I'm happy to see that you are progressing and learning and finding ways to benefit from this course. We'll go back and recap what we did last time, and then we can start working on new things we need to do. So in terms of what we did last time, we remember we created something, we call it IDU Club, which an app that we hope will use for practicing how to code. The title maybe has nothing to do with actually what we do there, but the idea to use it to practice. We created this app, and in the app we created a very basic form. Okay, then we're not going to update. We created a very basic form that has few text field. One is product, look like a product information. So it has the product name, there is the price of the product, an image you can upload, a description, and you save this data. And some of you did save the data. Today we'll show you how we can display the data and what can we do with the data. Let me first give you the link for testing this app. I know you already tested it, but we will again show you today how you can test it. So I'm coming here, I'll add it to here. So you should see that one. When you add the data here, then what will happen is it will be stored in a database. And we spoke last time about database. So we said this data, which have the page, where is that page here? I need to bring it down. So many windows, okay. Let me just organize this one to make it look better. So what basically we did last time, as we said, we created a basic form using something called group. If you double click on it, you will get the properties of that form. So this is basically a group, and we didn't attach any specific type to it because we don't need at this stage. And then we did some formatting on the layout. In the formatting, we decided to have a margin, and we said the margin is outside that group. You can look at the red line leaving a space here, 20 pixels, leaving 20 pixels outside, and from the other side and from down. So this is the margin, which outside, and we added a padding, which inside. That means keeping these components away from the edge of that group by 20 top, 20 down. and we left the left and right. So this is basically a form we created, very basic form. We'll create many of these forms. So if you find it complicated, don't worry. We're going to repeat it by creating another form, another form, another form, and then you'll become familiar with how it works. Now, this form, when someone submit, need to send the data to a database. And we said we need to go into the data, and we need to create that data database. So we created something called product, and the product, we added a description, which a text. We added an image, with an image. Added name for that product. We can call it product name. We can call it name as we like. And it's a text. We added a price, which is a number. In addition to what we added, the system automatic add the creator. Creator means the user who created that form. So user visit your page and create a request. That request will be attached to his or her name. So that's very useful way to attach the process or the form being created to a responsible person, the one who created it, to do. And then it has a modified date when you change it, and it's also have a created date. The slug can be used for different things. We don't need to complicate things now. We'll come to slug later. So these are the main information: creator date, a creator, a modified date, and created date are done automatically by the system. The system take care of it. We don't need to provide data for it. But this four, because we specified those things, we need to provide data for it. And the data, again, if you go to the design tab, the data came from this form which we created, which has the name, the price, the image, and the text. When we click on save, there will be a workflow executed to save the data into the form. And this form, you can get the workflow by double clicking on the button. Then it gets you this page. You need to be in the appearance, not in the layout, not anywhere. You need to be in the appearance, and you will find here edit workflow. When you click on edit workflow, it gets you into something like this. Our application will have many of this. We'll start filling it with many things. Now we have one adding data. We'll have another one for deleting. We'll have one for maybe calculating or creating a shopping cart. Other one creating something else. So we'll have many of these workflows coming on the application. Now let's focus on save. That when save is clicked, we created something called create a new, which basically when you click on anywhere, you get list of things. They look confusing, but they are very simple. Because we want to save data to somewhere, so we need to click here and look for data. In the data tab, there is something called create new thing. There is modify, make changes. We'll look at it later, to a thing. Make changes to a list of things, delete thing, delete list of things, copy list of things. There's so many things here we can use to do different things related to data, because you are in data. If you are in navigation, it will be something else. If you are in account, it will be something else. We'll come to all these things when the time comes for it. But at the moment, we need to create. So we clicked on data and we said create. So in the create, we'll ask us what you want to create, the type. The type is product, and where product is coming from the database. We called it here product. If I change the name to product catalog, for example, now became this is product catalog. If I come into the workflow, I'll find product catalog. So it's automatic change the things based on this is very useful, because in other programming language, if you change a variable somewhere, you need to go and find all the other places where you need to change it. Here it change itself. It knows all of these things. So we need to change the product catalog, and we need to add a catalog, a product. So we'll add a description. Where the description will come? Again, will come from the form. And this is the description we're looking at. So this, we name it multi-input description, okay? Because we name it like that, when we save and click on save, we come here, we need to select multi-input description value. And then image is coming from picture upload product image value, again coming from the form. Name is input product name value, and so on. Now, if you miss anything in this, like for example, the price, you came here and said only the price, like that. Input price. You didn't add value, it will become red, means there's an error. You click here and say value. When you say value, means take from that input or control the value of that control. Those who have been doing like JavaFX and other, they will know there's a little bit more code to do to get into this value and convert it to double or integer or whatever. Here we just select it and do that. Okay, now after we do this, you can see now we're adding data to the form. One thing we're not doing right is we're not clearing this form. We'll come to it later after saving it to do. Now, what I want to do, I want to display this data on the screen. I want it to appear on the screen somewhere down. When someone add a form, I find the list of product being added in the page. For example, here, when we are here, what is this one? We are here. We want here, after you enter the data, or even without entering data, you scroll down, you find all the products. I'm doing it this simple way, but just to get you to get the skills. Later, we will design it in a better way and more appealing way. But now I want you to get the knowledge, the skills that you need to get. So how I can display the data? Now, this data which in the database, is it a single data or a list of data? It is a list of data. It's a group of products there with different names, with different price, with different thing. And they are a list of that. So what we need to do here, we have something called group, but group will display only one single one, like this one single. Now, if I want a list of products to be displayed, there's something called repeated group. So if you write here repeated group, you find this one. So this repeated group basically display a list of the same items from the same category. So if I want to display a list of students, I use a repeating group and attach it to the database student. It displays the list of students. I want it for product, same thing. Want it for something else, same thing. So I need to attach to it what data it will display. And then it can display for me the whole data. This is one. The other tools we can use to do that, but let's just take the repeating groups. I'll come to the repeating group. I will add it here. So it's added down, as you can see now. So there's something added here on this. And if I double click on it, I get this one saying repeating group A. Let me call it products list, just to make sure later when I come back to it, I know. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to display the products, yeah? So I click here, I'll find this product catalog, which again, in the database, this is the database we created called product catalog. So this one is going to display product catalog. But now, product catalog includes so many things. What data I want to display from that product catalog, I can specify it here. That's what they call it data source. The data source should match the data type. I mean, should from the same group. I cannot have product here as the data content and here display the student names or less. No, it has to be the product. So how I can do that? And this is something you need to get used to it, because again, we will do it many times. So what you need to do, you need to click here, and you have so many options. This list will become bigger and bigger as we develop and create, because things new we create, they will come here. So one of the things we need to do, we need to do a search. Do search for. Search for what? Let's do search for. Now search for what? We need to search for the products, isn't it? And displaying on the screen. I can select from here again, product catalog. Now what you notice, this one, data type, is matching the search data type. This two has to be the same, because I want to display a product and I want to search for products to display. Okay. Now, if I have any condition, I'll add it here. We'll come to the condition later. If I need only specific type of product, I need only food, for example, or electronics or something like that, we can filter it from here. But now we'll not filter it. We'll display everything so we understand the process, and then later we come to filter it. So what I did so far, I added the repeating group. I clicked on the properties of the repeating group. I selected the product catalog, because that's what I want to do. And then I did do search for, and selected product catalog. Okay. Now this one is ready to display the data for me, all the products. Now how I can display those products to do, I can display them by adding different thing. If I want to display image, I add image and attach the image to the image of that catalog, okay? If I want to be name, I'll create a text and attach it to the name. And that's what I'm going to do. But before doing that, I want to do only one thing. Should I do it? Hamad, do it? Do it later? Do it later. Let's do it later, okay? Let's now add that we want to display the name. So we'll put a text here like this. And if I come here on the top of that, and I wanted to display the name of the product, I can simply click here. And now I'll go for current cell product catalog. In most cases in this bubble, the first option is what you need in most cases, yeah? Because it's very smart. But in some cases, you need to have something else. In this case, I want to display the current cell product catalog, and I want to display the name. Now this one I will repeat again, because I think some of you are confused maybe about it. So let me delete it. So inside, I need to add a text. I cannot put it outside here or anywhere. I have to put it inside this. Look, see the red line coming? When the red line coming, that I am in the right place. If I come and put it here, it's wrong. It's not going to work. If I put it in, I have to wait for this line, red line, to appear. When it appear, I drag and drop that line. And now here, what data I want to display? I want to display the current cell, because that list are group of cells. First cell is the first product. The second cell is the second product. Now here we're taking the current cell, okay? And then we want to display the name. Now this will display the name. Now if I run this code as it is now, go here and refresh, I will start seeing, and you will start seeing, the product list coming here. They're not really that beautiful list, because of that question I was asking myself. So they're coming like this. We'll make it now looks beautiful and nicer. So many people see them enter Samsung. You notice it displayed only 4 items. We wanted to display more, maybe all of them to do. Want to organize it in a way it is center in the middle and it looks nice and it's responsive. We need to add to the name the price. We need to add the name, the image, so it looks nice. Now it's not that nice, but that's fine. We're going through a learning process. So now if I want to organize it better, first of all, I want this one to not to be full page. I want it to a certain size of the page. So I need to go into the layout here. And as usually do, I like the percentage. I select this width and I'll go for this and make it 90%. 90% and center it. Now, usually we do this, it becomes 90% of whatever is the size of your screen. If you have iPhone, we'll make it 90% of that iPhone. If you flip your phone, we'll make it 90% of the wider one. And it becomes ratio of your page size. The other thing at the moment, it is columned. The group is columned. I wanted a row. Why row? Because I want to display beside the name, the price, and beside the price, an image or an image at the beginning. So row make these elements come beside each others. Okay, let's take this one, which now like that. Let's make it fixed, like the name. I want it to be only 250. 250 works very well with any size of a device because it's reasonably good size. Now we done that one. Now let's add some extra thing, like add 5 space to the left, 5 to the right. Why? Because I want it to be away of the edge by 5, away from the next one by 5. So this is the name. Beside the name, I want to display the price. So I'll do copy paste, and now this is the one. I need to make it to display the price. So how you go back to the option appearance. Instead of name, I will look for price. Done. So now this will display the name and the price. I want to display the image of that product at the beginning of that. You can do many beautiful things with the image, but I'm going to do it just as basic as. So I go to image and come here and add an image like this. And I will go and center it. And now I need to attach it to my database. So I come to dynamic image. So image, I go to the dynamic image. I click here and click insert, and then current cell again. And there is image. Very good. Now you noticed one thing. When we run the code, it displays only for products. Only. So I need to get in the group, not in any of the elements. This is one mistake you could happen. No, you need to go in the group, repeating group, somewhere. You click in the middle of that repeating group. Then this will appear again, which where we selected the content, we selected the source. Here you can notice it displaying only 4 rows of the data. If I remove this one, it will display everything now I have. But the only thing, it will keep the cell size 56. I will keep it as it is so you can see the difference when I make the changes later. So let's go here and see again, refresh, and let's see what we will get. These are the things you uploaded or someone uploaded. Now our code was not efficient, allowed people to upload empty record. We need to fix that one. We will fix it. So this is iPhone 17 with an image, and that's the price. This is other thing, and the others who uploaded some content. So we are able to upload and add content. And now if I add another thing, say the best laptop, okay, and let's say the price is this amount, very expensive laptop. And if we have any image that we can use, I don't know if I have any useful image I can do, but something, I don't know what is this, unified design. Okay, anyway, so I uploaded this one, and I can add some description here and save it. You can see it will appear here. That's it. This is the one I added to do. Now, how I can modify it? Good. Roge Ali added 3,500. Someone added some. Now, see the issue? Now he can add so many because after I add, still the data here. I need to clear it. I need to clear this data and make it after I submit. That's something we will do now. Now, let me just repeat what we did so far so you understand it better. So we added a repeating group to display data in a database. You need a repeating group. We added a repeated group. When we added it, we attached it to data. Every time you add a repeating group, there are two things you must do. Two things. One is to decide what data it will display from your database. You need to be one of your database here. The second thing, you need to decide what it will display from that data. So you do search. You select do search, and then you do that, and you select the same like this one. Now, if you have conditions, for example, I need those with price more than 2,000, for example. Now it will filter, it will display only those with price more than 2,000. Just I'm giving you an example. So you can select some condition. You select, for example, if there is category of that product. Is it food? Is it whatever? You select that category and it will display based on that. So you have something called constraint. And this constraint means conditions that you apply to the data to filter the data. If you want to sort the data based on maybe the name or the price, okay, you can do that. And if you want it to be descending order, you select yes for descending order. So it will go into descending order. Or no, it become ascending order to do. So you can sort data using any. Maybe the price, if you want to allow the user to sort it by price, and maybe the user wanted to select the cheapest one or certain thing. Or maybe there is something called rate. People can rate this product, and based on the rating they received, you can filter it. People wanted to see the highest rate, so they can do like what you get in booking.com and you get in other similar applications. You can do lots of these things you need to do. But you can see in a very simple steps, we were able to come with this form and we were able to come with this. Now, this form I created is not the best to do in this application. I should have created something called pop-up. The beauty of pop-up is like any windows you have into most application. It comes as a pop-up window. Then you enter the data, you go back to your code. So if I want now to convert this one to pop-up or create another one as a pop-up, I have these two options. I can create a new one or convert this one to pop-up. Pop will allow you, after you create something, you change your mind and make it something else. So I will go for changing it, and then we'll create a pop-up later to do. So this one here, replace data type. Now, if I come to it, and right mouse click here, and one of it is replace element type, I can make it something else than being just a group. I want to make it pop-up. So it comes here and you will find pop-up is one of it. Let's do that with full confidence. Now, when we did this pop-up, if I run my application again, or you run the application again, what you will see now, you will see just the list of items. The form is gone. The form is not there, okay? Okay, the form is gone. Where is the form? How I can add the data? My idea is to add a button here. You click on it, then it opens that form. You enter the data, and then save, close the form, and you back to this one. That's what I want to do now. Now, because I converted to a pop-up, I can find it here. Here is it. If you click on show, this is the pop-up. See, here you can hide it, you can show it. Yeah? It comes like that. Hide and show, hide and show. Okay, let's make it hidden. Let's take this group and push it from top by 20. Yeah, how I can do that? I can select the group, I go to the layout, I come to the margin and make 20. Now it looks a little bit. I can add a text on the top of it. Just I'm doing this fast because it should be easy. I can add a text here in the middle and call it products catalog, for example. Okay, now I want to make it centered. My method, again, I go here, I use percentage, I'll make it whatever percentage I need, should not be more than 100, and center it, and then I'll ask, put some 20 from the top. I can change the background of it. If I go to the properties, I look for the background, flat, for example, make it something like this. I want to make the font of this one, the text is bigger. I can do all these things, and I'm confident that you will create much beautiful design than this one. But just showing you that I can add any other elements. Again, if I run the code, the form is not there. Yeah, it's somewhere. Now, how I can add now a way to open that form. When the user or the manager of that store want to add new products to the catalog or update existing product. Let's look at adding a new product. So there are different ways to do it. You can have a button, you can have an image, you can have a text, anything. But the button is the good one. So let's select this button and we need to add it here, for example. And let's make it at the moment just center, and later we'll make it looks much nicer. Now we want to make this button called add new, for example. So you just call it add new. Now how I can make this one when it's clicked to show that form, the pop-up. How we can do that? You expect it, right? You click on it, you click on add a workflow, and now we are in the workflow. And you notice we have a new one now created. This was the previous one for saving, this one for creating. Don't be worried. This one is still working fine. Yeah, well, you know. Now let's get into this one. Button add created, clicked. I wanted now to show the pop-up on the screen. I can click here and I go to elements action. If you want to show an element, you use element action. If you want to hide an element, you go to element section. If you want to change data that an element should hold, you use element action and different things. So element action is the place you go to. So far we used only two of this, yeah? We used data when we created the record in the database. Now we're using element because we want to show pop-up. To show pop-up, you go to elements action. Now I'm repeating it this way because our brain, this is the way it works. When you think about something slowly and you repeat it and you do it again and you do it again, it becomes easy for you to remember later to do. So element actions, we go there and you will see show. Click show. What we want to show now? What are the things we want to show? We want to show the form. That's the only thing we want to do. So we need to click here and select that form. Wow, which group product details. This is the one. Okay. Group product details. By the way, I can come back in the design, and if I want to change this one, the name now is group product details. It's better I rename it like pop-up because I remember this is a pop-up. Yeah, so I'm going to rename it as pop-up like that. So if you go back here, you will find it now calling pop-up. Now let's look at our application now after the changes that we have made. Refresh, and we will see the application. So this is our application. It has this button. If I click on it, the form appear now. I can save it and then click save and it will go. Now the only issue with it, if I save now, it will not close the form. Okay? If I now add anything and click save, it will not close the form. How I can make it close the form? This is something you need to understand. Anything to do with save the form, I need to go to the pop-up form. This is the pop-up form. Yeah. In the pop-up form, there is the save button, as you can see. Okay. When I click on the save button, we know it's going to save the data into the catalog. Now, after saving the data, I wanted to do two things. One is to reset that form and make it empty, no text in it. Yeah. And the second thing, I want to hide the form. The user entered the data, click save. I wanted to reset the form after saving the data and then hide it from the screen. So two things I need to do. First one, I can click here. I want to reset the data of the form. To reset data of the form, again, I'm in the element section and I have something called here reset. Okay. I select reset and sorry, and that will reset the data. To hide the form, the next step after it reset the data, I wanted to hide the form. I go to the element action. As I did show, I will do hide. Sorry for that. Go back here. Okay. Sometimes it does this. So I go to the element action. I need to select hide. Now what I want to hide, because when you say hide, if you say to my son, bring me, then he'll ask me, bring me what? I have to tell him what I want him to bring, isn't it? Now I wanted to hide. Hide what? Hide the form. So I need to find this pop-up form from my list here. And you notice the good thing with this bubble, when you come closer to anything, it gives you a picture of it on the screen. So you can see, is this what I'm dealing with? Yeah, it is. So that's the one I want. Now, if I go back and run the project again, I go back and run it again. You will see this is the one. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this is the one. So reset. If I now go there and click on add, now I can add a new product, whatever it is. I'll add the price of it. No need for the image. We'll add some description. I click save. It's gone. So it's added something here down. I don't know where it added because we sorted it by name. This is maybe what I added. Yeah, this is why I added to do sorted by name. Okay, so now that's working perfect. The other thing I have, if I click add here and I want to close the form, I don't want to add any data. I discover I have nothing to add. I want to close it. Now close is not working. I'm pressing on it and nothing happening because I didn't add action to exit. Yeah. So let's do that. We'll go back here. We'll go to the design. We'll go to the pop-up page. Pop-up page. Okay. Click here, and then I'll come to close. Yeah. I have. Then I need to get more onto this here. Okay, I am in close, and then I want to hide this one. Scan, good. Here, and then click on add workflow. I want to hide it. What should I do? I want to hide it, yeah, basically. So I click here, I go to the element view. I said element actions has two things three things I use so far. I use show and I used reset data, if you remember. Now the other thing I need to do now is hide. Hide means you click on it, it hide the data. So what should I hide? Always when you add something that reads some data, you will get an error coming here. So what I want to hide, again, I need to say I want to hide that form, because I could have many forms on this page. Which one I want to hide? Now I want to hide this form. Now I'm in a better situation. I will clean all this data because we're adding so many not good data, but we'll do that step by step. So if I click add here now, I decided not to do, I will close it to do. That's good. Now, only one thing I'm not happy with so far. There are many things, but these two things do not look nice. I want them to come beside each others and look nice. The way I do it, this is my way. You will come with your own way later, which will be better than this. I select the first one, then I select the second one. Now the two selected, I do right mouse click and I put them into a group elements N. Group elements N, and I'll use row because I want them to come beside each other. Look, they came row now. I want them to be centered. They are centered. I want to leave space between this one and this one, like 10 to the right, 10 to the left, 10 to the right, 10 to the left. Now they started to become little better than what they supposed to be. So everything is still the same, the code, everything. This is just organized it. And I can again use this percentage, which I do love, as I said. And you can see they are now centered with everything around it. And if I run it into a page like here, I come here and open the form, and if you try to open it on your phone, you will find it will adjust to the size of your phone. Push this one down because these are too big. I can make them little smaller, but it's a one way looking better than what it used to be. This, I think it's too much being 100 something. This should be 80 maybe, and this should be 80 because there's only a few characters there. Yeah, now maybe better. Okay, so far what we did, we created a form, yeah, which our form, again, back to it here. This is the product details. This form has the name of the product, the title, the image, the price, the image, and description. And now when we are clicking on add, it displays that form. What if I want to change one of these data? I want to change it, make it something else. So how I do that? Different way. I can add a click on this one, which a workflow on any one of this I can, but also I can add a button here with the title edit. Okay, and let's do that. Maybe it will look nicer. So I click on that. I'll come again. Remember the red line? I need the red line to come. If I put it here, it's not right. I don't have the red line. It has to be here. Now, you notice that this repeating group, you just deal with the first cell. If you do the first cell right, automatic it does the other cells. Yeah. So here we'll come and call it edit. And I want maybe center it. This is centering it. Oh, sorry. Centering it. And I want to make it green. If I can background, I like green for things related to edit or thing. But you need to look at your branding title. Now we added edit, but it has have nothing. There's something going wrong here. Time out. And hope it's saving our app properly. Okay. Same thing. Let's go back to the main bubble page. And stop sharing for a second because I'm getting this one to upload or do something. Taking time to upload, I think. Something going on. Now, while it's doing this, do we have any questions, Bishara and Sabri, coming from the team, or anything we would like to talk about? Or good, okay. So go back to the page and share screen. Where is that? Share screen. Here is it. Okay, there is it. This is the one. Okay, so it wanted upgrade. Let's upgrade. Okay, no issue. Wanted to do that. I don't want to do that now. I don't want to upgrade at the moment because you want to look at it later. Okay, so what we did, we have the form and we have made it looks nice. We added the button, but it didn't save it because something happened. We'll click on it and do it again. Sometime when things doesn't work is a good thing because we learn. So we added a button, we call it edit, and we will make it green as we said. Somehow, oh no, I added the green in the wrong place. I need the background to be green, background green, and we'll play with this like this. And we will go to the layout, we will center it. Now this edit is not working. If I click on it, there's nothing. So I need to add a way to show that button, that form. So we need the user, when he click here, it will show the data related to this one. If it click here, it shows the data related to the second one, and so on. How I can do that? I basically click on the button, be in the appearance part, go up. If you are down here, you need to go up. You will find add workflow. So there are two things I need to do. One, I want to send that row, which the edit in, to the form. That's one thing. The second thing, I want to show the form. So two steps I need to do. I cannot just show the form. If I show the form, there will be no data in the form. I need first to send the data to the form and then show the form, or show the form and send the data, both. But sending the data first to the form to do that. And to remind you, if we go back to the pop-up we have, if you click on the pop-up here, we had no data to display. We didn't specify. We need to specify data now. So we need to click on the pop-up and select this pop-up will display product detail. But as you know, it is a pop-up. It displays only single product detail. It doesn't display a list of product details. Okay. Now the data source, we leave it empty at the moment. Okay, because we will get the data source by sending it to the form. So this is the form now. We are saying this form will get the product details. Now what should be displayed here? Should be displayed the name, isn't it? So what I need to do, I need to get initial value to this form. And now I need to give initial value for the price. I want to get initial value for the image world, and initial value for the description. So coming to the name, where did the initial value come? This is initial content. So the initial content is whatever data coming to the form. I'll take the name from that one. Okay, so I'm here, so I'll get on initial content. I click here, I'll go to the form itself, we call parent group. In Bubble, if you create an element inside a pop-up or a group or anything, that group or pop-up becomes the parent of this object. This is again object-oriented type of superclass and child class, those who are studying object-oriented programming. So this one will get the data from its parent. Okay, the parent here is the pop-up. So this is, you say, from the parent catalog, get the name. So that's what it will do. Price became easy. Yeah, from parent, get price. You see, it became easier because it's the same thing. You learn one, you understand it better. The second one the same, the third one the same. Image, you click on here, click on this one, you go to image. Description, you have to put it here, not into the placeholder, yeah, in the initial content. Click here, product description. Okay, so we're done by making this form display whatever data sent to this pop-up. Okay, let's go back to the edit. Now, in the edit, when I click on edit, I want it, as you said, to display data in the pop-up, then show the pop-up. Okay, so I click here and get edit. Now, how I can make it display data in the pop-up? We have seen how we reset the data. You remember? We reset the data. Now we'll do display the data. Similar. Click here, element action. Anything to do with pop-up, with text field, with image, you have to go to the element action. These are elements. Pop-up, a group, repeating group, text input, image. These are action, elements. So anything to do with them, you need to go to the element action. And one thing we need here, we need to display the data in that pop-up. So we need to display data in that pop-up. Pop-up is considered a part of a group. Remember, we created group, we converted to pop-up. Pop-up is a sort of a group, a special group. It doesn't stick into the page. It pop-up there. So we'll go to the element action and we'll go to the group section and we'll choose display data. So we want to display data. Where we want to display it? In which element we display? We know we want to display it in the pop-up. Yeah, but what data we want to display? We want to display the current record, the record that edit is in the same line as or part of. Yeah, so you click here, you will get parent current cell product. That's what we need. That's what we need. Now, if you go to our code, it will not be working now. Why? Because we send the data to the form, but we didn't ask the form to appear on the screen. So we need to do here one more step is to go to element action. We want to show, and what we want to show, the form. Now we are ready for the next test, where we can see, if we refresh, we will be able to edit do that, but it's not going to edit it right. We'll have an issue, but at least we'll be able to open it. So if I click on this one, you can see KMKJJJ, that's number. But if I change it, it will add a new one. Don't change it. We'll show you later how it works. If I click on this one, I'll get the image, I'll get the price, I'll get the description. So anyone I click now, I start getting the data of that one. But if I click save, it's not going to change it. It will create a new record because my code is not right yet. It's not doing the right thing yet because it's just adding data, it's not updating data. We will fix it in a minute. But you can see now we are able to add a new. When we click add new, there's something we need to also fix here. But when we click edit, we get the edit, and we can do all these things. Okay. Now, how we can make it? If I open this one, I can now change the name and then save it. It will save it instead of the existing one, which very simple to do. Let's go back here and let's go back here. Now, at the moment, if you go to the pop-up itself, where the issue is, in the pop-up itself, if I click save, it does add a new record, which is beautiful. But I wanted to add the new record. By the way, this is my way of doing it. There are other ways to do it. And you will find you can develop your own ways in the future to do these things. It's not only one method. And especially in our area, programming, IT, there's so many different ways to do the same thing. And you have to find which one is the more efficient and easy, and maybe something you are familiar with or secure or whatever. You need to look at it. But this my way is make it to add a new form, run this one only in one condition. When the form was initially empty, yeah, then you do that, yeah. And that's what I need to do. So let's do one more thing. Before I do that, the exit, I don't like it. I need to add one more thing to the exit. You notice why I'm doing this, because I'll show you what the issue we have. If I click on edit now and then exit the code, I click new, I find the same data already there. Now, how I can fix this one? I want when the user click exit, it will reset the form. Okay. At the moment, it doesn't reset the form. So I need to fix my code to do that. And the way I do it, I go back here to the exit and click enter. Now I have the hiding is there, but I want to add one thing to it, is to reset that pop-up data. Now I am in a more confident of my code. So if I do this, and now what is the time? We still have enough time. Now if I click on this one now, it displays the data. I click exit and can click new. This is empty form. But that's what I need. I don't want the mistake I had before. That's good. Let's go back now to what we were trying to do. Now we said the issue also we have, if I click save, although I opened an existing record, if I click save and click edit, it will create a new one. I wanted to create a new one only if the pop-up has no data. So how I do it, here there is a condition when that workflow will run. At the moment, it runs anytime the user clicks save. Now I want it to run only when this pop-up data product is empty. That's a very nice way. Now, only when it is empty, it will save the data. If the form is brand new, if you open a new brand form and you enter the data and save it, it will save it only if it is empty. If there is data already, it will update the existing one. So what I need now, if there is a data already, I need to add another one to make changes to the data. I want to make changes to the data, because assume the user click on edit and I want to change some of the data and save it. It should save it, not create a new one. Now it will not create a new one because there is a data already there. How I can make it save it now, modify the data. Basically, you need to select which data you want to change. We will change the pop-up details data, and we want to display the product catalog. Basically, whatever data displayed on that pop-up, we want to change it. And the data is actually the pop-up details, the data displayed with the product catalog. So this means the data that open now, we are going to change it. Okay. To do that, you can do from here, you can click here, and then now you add, change the data. So I want description again, description, the multi-line input, value like what we did last time. Image, upload image. The image will need little later, but we'll talk about it. Name, we have name. I think we have input product name. These are we did last time. And we have the price input value. You see, it's very similar to add a new one. But what the difference? This one will run only when you have empty record. This one should run when it's not empty. So I need to come here and say pop-up product is not empty. Yeah. So this one will run if there is a data on that pop-up already, you opened it. This one run when there is something new. So let's just drag this one and make it beside this one. It doesn't make big difference, but it's good to have create and edit beside each other. So now if we test our application, see these things, if you do it multiple times, it becomes very easy to do. From first time, it will be maybe not easy, not new product. You to master anything in your life, you have to repeat it. Yeah. So now we change it to new product, became new product. I want to make the price is 1,000 on this one. Now the price became 1,000 on that one. So I'm able now to do. Now how I can delete it? If I added a record by mistake, I want to delete. So far we know how to add, which very good. We saw how we can edit, which very good. Now we need to know how we can delete. And you would expect it again to be easy. And you are right, it's easy. Yeah? We go back where? To the design. We go back to our repeating group. And let's add beside this one, another one. We call it delete. And we will simplify it now, but later we will do more. Now I want to make it red. I think red is something people get careful about when they see. So let's do that. Now, by the way, you can use hexadecimal code of the color here, and it will look nice. Now, these two are too much attached to each other, which opportunity for us to know how we can separate them. And you need to go to the layout. You need to get into the left, maybe give it 10, 10 here, and maybe this one also add 10 and 10. I like doing it this way because it becomes more symmetric. If you open it on the phone, the spaces will become the same, and it will look really nice to do. Let's go back to now we added it, but is it really deleting if we click? It's not deleting, because we didn't add any action to it. So we need to add a workflow to it. So you click on delete workflow. Delete is the easiest one, but you need to be careful with it, and you need to add another level of confirmation. I'm not going to do it now, but we'll do it later, but just want to show you how it works now. So I click here, I am dealing now with deleting data. Deleting data, I have to go to the data tab, and then I'll find here delete thing. So which data I want to delete now? I want to delete the data on that current row. Yeah. So basically you click here, you will find this current cell product catalog. That's it. Now our dangerous application that doesn't have verification is ready. Don't delete everything, please. Now we click there, gone, deleted. I can delete all the empty spaces only. Please delete only the empty spaces that have been added. Now we have still a mistake, yeah, you notice? when data are empty, we still can add the record. Now, if I want to make at least the product is must be added, then I can do that and make it a must provided. Yeah. So if you come back here, let's go back to the design. I hope you're not deleting everything. Let's go to the form. If you delete, you will add it yourself. When you click on any control, including this one, what you find here, the other things, we didn't work on it. There are things here like limit characters. If this one should have certain number of characters, you can do that. Prevent enter when submitting, that's fine. Input should not be empty. If you want some data there, you can say this is required, become required. So you can now do this. If you do this, then the user will not be able to submit an empty form. This is the simplest way to do it. You still can add additional requirement in here and there. Okay, so I can see that you've been deleting many, okay? But you can see how easy it is. So far we did something. Looks nice, not that nice, but it's okay. I'll delete this. Now, if I want only the user who created it to delete it, now we'll come to something called authentication. We'll not do it today. We'll do the authentication, inshallah, in the next session to do. But let's do some rehearsal now. Go back to what we, or revision or review on what we have done to get that you know what been going on. We'll have some discussion, and then next time we'll continue building this application. But now we have many things you can do yourself. You know how to create a database. You know how to create a pop-up or a group that add data. You know how to save data. You know how to modify data. You know how to show a pop-up, how to hide pop-up, how to reset data of pop-up. You know how to add a control buttons and those things to the form. You know how to work with repeating group. There's so many things you learn today. Just only today you learn a lot of things. So if you use this to start building other things, like for example, you can build a student registration system. You can build maybe library system where you add different box and categories. You can have a hotel system that you add the rooms in the hotel and different facilities in the hotel, and you describe it and things like that. Later, we'll know how we can start dealing with this. Like, for example, we have the products. Now, someone came to our website, want to buy those products. So he can click and add it to shopping cart, then go to the process of maybe payment or adding it. Someone wanted to search for certain product, how we can do that search. These things will do. But the main things now you have, and you are okay. We'll do the authentication, like creating username or password, or using Google to log in, or LinkedIn or Microsoft, or those different authentication platform, making restrictions on the pages. This page display only for the admin, this page display for the manager, and things like that, and start doing some additional things to do. So what we did so far, I just rehearse or do some quick revision or review of what we did, and then we come back to it. So we created an application, and we're dealing only with the first page called index page. You can see index. We can create multiple pages later. And in that page, we had a place where display all the products. So we have products, and we created a database in the data here. database, and we called it product catalog. In the product catalog, we added the core, the basic elements to do. We can add one more now here. I'll call it category. Category. Okay. And this category, I'll keep it now text. Later I'll change it to something else. So we added a category, can be food, can be electronics, can be those type of categories which we can do. I just put it a text. We could have created another data called category and added the list of category there. I don't want to complicate it for you. Now let's just have it as a text, and then later we'll move into that. So we have description, we have image, we have name, and we have price, and we have others that created automatically by the system here to do. And then we came with this pop-up or group one. This is our, where is our pop-up here? Up, pop-up. By the way, you can search for anything from here. This one here, if you search for pop-up, it brings you the pop-up if you cannot find it and you know what it is. Naming this component, having proper naming help you easily you can easily later find what are these components. I can see I'm getting lots of really good questions coming from LinkedIn. By the way, we'll come back to it later. So that's our pop-up, yeah. And this pop-up, we added one input field, and we have no placeholder. We could have said here, product name. If you are one of my students, when we discussed JavaFX today, we have something in JavaFX called the prompt text, which user can do. And I'll explain now. If I change this one to product name, let me run this one. I think you're now familiar with it, and click on add new. You see what's written here in a shaded product name. So in mobile design, usually they don't include a label for the component. They add the label in something called placeholder if you're using JavaScript or other method, where it shows what really that field is about. And this will reduce the number of elements you add on your page, become clear to the user, this is the product name to do. But it has one only issue. So this one we added, then we attach it to the name. The name we need to do, which coming from the form. And then we have the price. Again, I can say here price. That's what I'm expecting. Or maybe can other thing. Image can be click. This is good enough. Add description. These are all optional that you can add to your code. It will make it nicer and better and look nice. But the most important, the pop-up itself should be attached to a data. Basically, this is very logical in my opinion. This data is what that pop-up will display. Is it displaying product, displaying student information, courses information, hotel rooms, car loan, whatever it's displaying, it should be specified here, and it comes from, again, the database to be there. Okay, this is important. And for each one, you connected to the parent product catalog, because the parent is actually the form, and then the name, then the price, then the image, then the description. We added now the category. I will add it just next time we do this. So that's something. When you click on save, it goes and save it. It will save it only if that form initially was empty. When we launched it, it was empty. It will save it. Otherwise, it will not run this one. it will check the next one. The next one, it will save it or modify the data if that form wasn't empty. So like this is when edit is being called. And then after it does either this or this one, it will reset the form and it will hide it. So save has the three things. One is create a new record if this is the first time, or modify the existing record if there's existing record, and then it reset that form, make it empty, and then hide it. That's the one. Now for exit, it does two things. One, it hides the form, and the second thing, it reset the data on that form. You can have this first, it doesn't make any difference because they happen in a fraction of a second. You will not feel the difference between the two. So this is in terms of that. But the pop-up to come on the screen, you need somewhere to call it. So you need a button, you need anything to do that. So I have a button here, click on add new. When you click on it, it does two things. One, it sends the new one does only one thing. If you click on it, it just show the pop-up. It just show the pop-up. Okay, that's one thing. For safety, we can add reset the pop-up and then show the pop-up because sometimes data will come from different sources. If we add to it something like this element view reset, and we'll say reset pop-up, this will be safer to do. You can have this one first and this one next. It doesn't make difference to do. This is something additional I added because sometimes the user can hide the form without clicking exit, and exit will reset the form. That's one thing. Now in the repeating group, which will display the data, you need to select what content display the product. Then what content it display, again, the product, is how we're going to sort it. We're sorting it by the price now. And maybe I should sort it by the name and make it ascending order. I can add additional condition, like I want to display certain data. We'll come to it later. We'll be adding some filters and you will see how that works. Inside it, I work only with the first cell. In the first cell, I add the image and I take the current cell image, then add the name, current cell name, then add the price, current cell. I can add the description, but the description could be a big thing, which not really nice. Then we'll have the edit that user maybe want to change that one. We click on edit, and in edit we have two things. One, I want to display data in the form, so we'll use this one, display data in. I want to display it in the pop-up form. And what data I want to display? The current cell. Always you want to display the current cell. And then I will show the form using show. That's edit. That will show the form on the screen. Delete is the simplest one and most dangerous one. You click on it, you now click here, and you decide which one you want to delete, which the current cell. Now you can add another pop-up window saying, are you sure? If you say yes, then it deleted. We'll come to that later because this is good enough for now for you to understand. So that's basically what we have done so far, which I think not that complicated. So I'm listening to you for any questions that you may have for me, or where are you? I want to hear some questions. Anything coming from the chat? Lots of questions? Not that many questions in the chat. صبري بشارة، ما في أحد عنده أي questions؟ هل الجميع فاهم؟ نعمل لكم امتحان؟ Okay. For now, everything is good. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. For now, everything is good. So, yeah, there is one hand up. Yeah, go ahead, please. Who is? Yeah, on LinkedIn it will be there, but it's all also in our teams. If you get our teams, this meeting we are in, you will find the recording in the meeting itself, which maybe will be more better quality than the one on LinkedIn. But on LinkedIn, it will be published on the ADU LinkedIn page. It's now live on ADU LinkedIn page. Good. Yeah, I think that's great. I think people maybe getting ready to go and watch Al Hilal and Al Ain match. So wish you all the best. I think do some of those exercises, practice. It's important to practice, as you know, and inshallah, I think will be good. If you have questions, send it to Bishara, send it to me. We will try to help you. Want you just to get these skills, and slowly you will get it, but you will get it if you practice. As you know, this thing cannot be just by watching me doing all these things. You will not learn. You will learn when you get your hand busy. I have to say it this way. Thank you everyone. Thank you Sabri, thank you Bishara, and thank you everyone. Have a good day.